funny old guy. Except this was the only version of the colored photo I could get, so we're stuck with this. Welcome to another episode of Dark Shot. I've been a hiatus for a few days. Sorry about that, went on vacation. But now I'm back, and let's talk about Joseph Keller today. Mainly because I read his book CATCH-22 and found out a lot of interesting stuff about it as well too. I haven't finished the book, I've only read half of it, but quite worth it as well too. And I just wanted to do a biography right away. Speaking of which, let's get this started with. Now, basic facts first. He was born on May 1st of 1923 on Coney Island, here, which is in Brooklyn, which is in the New York City, which is in USA. Well, it's technically New York, then it's in the USA. But whatever works out, it'll be fine. He was the son of two poor Jewish Russian immigrants. Yep, he has Russian ancestry in him. And he eventually grew up to do lots of things. This is the Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, and this is where he graduated from in high school. During his high school years, he sent the local newspaper a story about the Russian invasion of Finland. Obviously, it got rejected. I mean, not really obvious, unless he was really good talent, they would have published it, but it got rejected anyway, so do bad for him. And then, instead of going to a college, he, at the age of 19, enlisted in the U.S. Air Corps Army. This is him in his uniform, which is in black and white. Well, at least the quality is okay, I suppose. And there he was in the Air Squadron. Why is the photo so small? Increasing resolution does not work here. Unfortunately for us, though, this at least works out pretty much fine. For 2 years after joining the army, he went ahead and flew a total of 60 combat missions. And he stayed there as a bombardino crocodilo. But seriously, Italian brain rot has passed that wave. That fantasy has passed, and now we're stuck with whatever the new craze is. Regardless, though, he has flown 60-something missions, and most of them were milk runs. But no one really cared, because when he went back home, he was hailed as a war hero. And because of something called the GI Bill, well, done by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he was able to get, you guessed it, and the every Asian's favorite dream, free college. And then he used this GI Bill to go towards one of the best universities in the world. I think I fooled you guys. Of course, he was not an international student, but he was able to get the best education in America. At the time, there were loads of good universities, but he decided he wanted to study English. So he first studied English at the University of South Carolina, where he went ahead and went there to study a little bit, and then he eventually left there and transferred towards another school. Back to somewhere more near to his home, he went to New York University, like NYU. Yeah, NYU. And there he went ahead and got his master's degree. He got his master's degree in Columbia University. At Columbia, he got his master's degree in English. And later on, he started studying with other colleges to get higher education. But regardless, though, he was able to use his GI Bill. He then went to work for the Times until he said, "Alright, I'm quitting this job, and I'm going to go ahead and work somewhere else." And he became a copywriter. Yeah, he became a copywriter for work. Basically, he became a patent lawyer, but copyrights. This is around the time when he started to go ahead and start writing novels. Now, his first novel was CATCH-22. Originally, it was supposed to be a novelette, and it was supposed to be called CATCH-18. And I'm pretty sure you know this novel because this is the novel that he's known for. And this is a novel that outshined the rest of his novels. This is about his war experiences. This is about the times when he was at war, his air squadron, and his dramatic experiences as well too. But seriously though, this was all that literally happened towards him. Joseph Heller went ahead, turned himself into this man named Yossarian, that's his alter ego, and he was able to adapt his life and war into this book. And it was nonsense, mostly nonsense, but it still worked out pretty well that I could at least understand what it was, but while still getting a plot. Regardless of what it's worth, though, CATCH-22 went ahead and got mixed reviews. Some people called it the best American novel of the century, or at least, well, after a few years at least, it was the best novel of the century. Others called it like hard to read, very messy, no plot at all. Except I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with that, because CATCH-22 really was the only war novel I've ever read that makes any sense. This is a review by Harper Lee, the writer of To Kill a Mockingbird. And yeah, it is a masterpiece, and it is a war novel to end all war novels. I'm just using these lines myself. I'm not gonna hide that. But really, it is unforgettable, as well as outrageously funny at certain parts too. I have to agree with the Observer on this. It is outrageously funny at times too, especially this CATCH-22 thing. I'll explain CATCH-22 into further detail when I finally finish reading the book and analyze it, but my analysis are not that good anyway, so don't exactly believe me. Seriously though, my materials, I do try my best. CATCH-22 essentially is this. It's like a term where you use a truth that's contradictory towards another truth, but both of them are true, so you're stuck in a loop. Like, one of the most common examples, like, you will need to open your car because you locked your keys inside the car, but you open the car, you need your keys, which is inside the car, so you need to open the car to get your keys, but the keys are inside your car, and repeat after again and again. Another one is, like, the most common one that I'm pretty sure all adults are expecting is, like, job experience. Like, it's like this. Hey, if you want to get experience, you need to get a job. But to get a job, you need to get experience. And to get experience, you need to get a job. And to get a job, you need repeat and repeat and repeat. Another one is like one of my favorite songs is like, if you want to, I think the song went on the lines like, if you want to drink milk, then you need to get a cup. If you need to get a cup, then you need at least $1. If you don't have $1, then you need to, if you don't have $1, then you need to go to, then you need to go to, like, go get a job. If you can't get a job, then you need to go to school. If you can't go to school, then you need to go get a job. If you can't get a job, then you need to go to school, and repeat and repeat. If you find yourself stuck in that endless loop, then you need to go get a loan. And if you can't, to get a loan, you need a good credit score. To get a good credit score, you need to go get a job. If you need to go get a job, then you need to go to work. If you need to go to work, then you need to go to job. Or I guess you can just drink it from the carton. If you can afford milk, and if you can afford a house, well, then definitely you can do that. Seriously, CATCH-22 is one of the greatest novels of the century. Here, though, I won't really reveal what CATCH-22 is, but it went on the lines, like, something on the lines like this. I'll hint at it a little bit. You don't want to fly missions, you're sane. But, since you're sane, you have to go missions. That didn't really explain the entirety of it, but it really did hit all the key points of CATCH-22, which the whole novel itself is based on. But that's about it. Joseph HELLER tried to write a lot of novels, and he did succeed in writing several of them, but I'm pretty sure CATCH-22 outshined all of them. In the end, after having 2 marriages, 1 divorce, and then with the other one, that's until his death, he died. I just realized I got the wrong grades. Here, let me go find another one. There we go, found it. I just realized why I couldn't find it. There was a typo in it. Give me a minute, please. You know what? Shuck it. Just pretend this is Joseph HELLER. He died on December 12th of 1999. Because of a heart attack, apparently. May he rest in peace. His novel CATCH-22 is still popular to this day, and he himself is still quite a war hero as well too. And let me just end this quote with one of the reviews for CATCH-22 by Stephen King. To my mind, there have been 2 great American novels in the past 50 years. CATCH-22 is one of them. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shahana, peace. Bye bye.